Hey guys, this is the second episode of Around the Campfire. Today we're going to be looking at SXAIRPORTDESIGN's William Hobby's Airport. This scenery is for FSX and Prepared. In this video we'll be doing the same way as we did for the Bermuda video. We'll be looking at frame rate, night lighting, textures, routes, and price, and that's going to all add up to a final review for which we'll have at the end of the video. Mostly just to go into a background of this airport, Houston Hobby is located 7 miles away from Houston Center. It is the city's oldest commercial airport and has about 6 million passengers a year. It does service 4 airlines, but mostly operated by Southwest, so it is a big Southwest hub. So if you guys are a big Southwest fan, I do recommend getting this airport. It is a must-buy. Right off the bat, in the details for the scenery, it is a recreation of the airport, or detailed recreation of the airport and buildings, new terminal extensions, and then also you have darker photo sceneries or options for global users, custom night lightings, and prepared version 4 versions have native models. Also, I'm going to be putting down the link, so if you guys want to take a full look at the details before you buy, you'll get a better idea at it. So right now we're going to be hopping into the sim so we can start looking at the airport. So this first view, we're going to be looking down at the top-down airport view. As you can see, the clouds are moving over the airport, so it has a little shadow quality, as you can see here. But if you look over at the terminal area, we do have a nice little small gate area that you'll notice we'll go in more detail over. Also with the private jet area right in front of the area, so we'll be looking mostly, if you guys want, we're going to be swinging around and we're taking down of a city view of it. As you see in the background, it does have a nice city view to it. As you can take a better look at the terminal, it is a smaller terminal compared to other airports, so if that does affect your guys's decision to buy the airport, I would take that in consideration, as this doesn't offer a lot of routes compared to airports like San Francisco or Washington Dulles, or Miami. Those airports are going to have a lot more international routes compared to Houston Hobbies. So we'll be taking a look at the private jet area right now. So right over here, you do have a nice little private jet area. The terminal buildings are really nice. I do like the design for that. You do have a view of the airport city in the background of Houston. I do have a little static aircraft on the airport, so you do have Falcon 8X or 7X over here. You have some CJs and King Airs, anything like that. There'll be static aircraft on the field. With the closer area of the parking area, as we zoom in over here, you do have a view of the static aircraft and also the terminal. It does have a little design inside the terminals. Did add that, which was pretty cool. You do have in the background detailed night lighting with runway lighting, so that's really nice when you're flying into this airport. Ground textures are really nice. As you look at, mostly it's going to be like a granite type. They do have detailed dynamic grass, so I'll show that later on, but I do like this little private jet area. It's pretty cool. Now as we swing over to the gates, we'll skips over. It's going to take a few seconds to load, my apologies, but once it loads up, it does really nice. The only thing I have is the dynamic lighting isn't as the best. I'll show when I switch over to night lighting for it, but if you look at the gate areas, it is really nice. I know one big complaint people had was there wasn't really much documentation right off the bat when they released it, but they did release that later on in the product. So you do have these jetways running off a SOD, so it's going to be a little different system compared to GSX, but I'm pretty sure it'll be compatible later on, or current. I haven't really taken a look at it. With this, you do have some static jetways, and then, or not static jetways, tug vehicles, airport vehicles around the area, which give a little bit more detail. You do have the high detail of taxiways, everything. As we get a closer look at the gate view, you will see the gates are right over here. The details are pretty good. I would say possibly not as good as some airports, but they are still better than us, I have to say. Airport vehicles are cool around the area, but if you're using GSX, it doesn't really matter. As this is a perfect transition point, I'm going to show you guys the night lighting. Talk about the dynamic lighting of it. Over here, then dynamic lighting's not as good as other airports. It is still really nice. Frame rate wise is really good, but dynamic lighting not as good as, like, you say, Miami or Bermuda. Portland's new scenery by Flightbeam. It's not going to be good as that, but it still gives a lot of good detail. If you guys were curious about as a top-down look of the airport and night lighting overall, it does service really nice airport with nice night lighting. The only complaint I really have was really the dynamic lighting, but that still looks really nice as a far view. It isn't as bright as compared to like Flightbeam lighting or anything like that. Taxiways are really nice. They do have the blue lightings on the side. Those aren't too like blown out, some sceneries or anything like that. Taxiways are nice to see. Runway lighting is into the airport. I've flown into it twice in the sim so far, one time during the day and then one time at night, and both are really simplified and easy. Not too hard to identify the runway from a distance, even bad weather. We can take a look at more of a textures view of the airport. As you can see, the only thing I have about the night lighting also is a little white edge, but that's mostly going to be the quirks about this airport, but it's still a really nice airport. When we switch back to the daytime, we can look at the textures. Probably gonna be the last thing we look at the airport. Texture wise, it looks kind of weird right now because of the shadows of the clouds over, but as you can see, they do have dynamic grass around the airport. So but you do have really nice detail of the taxiways, runways, and everything. So we're going to be taking a look at the final review scores, which are going to be coming up right now. So for SXAIRPORTDESIGN Hobby, for the frame rate, I say the frame rate is frame rate wise and dynamic lighting and also airport in general, really nice. I do give that an 8.5 out of 10. Night lighting, I do give that a 7.5 just because of the little quirks I had with it, which was the edge of the taxiways and then the night detailed lighting for the terminals. With that was not the best, but with dynamic lighting compared to other airports. Textures wise, I would give it out an 8 out of 10 just because it is a really nice airport. They did put a lot of detail into the textures. Around textures wise and around the airport, it's a really nice airport. Routes, I do give an 8.5 out of 10 just because this is a Southwest hub. Only services up to 4 airlines. It is a little smaller airport, so if you're a big Southwest fan, I do think you would appreciate this airport more compared to a lot of other people, but this is a really nice airport to pick up, so that's why I give it an 8 out of 5 or 8.5 out of 10, just because Southwest does operate a lot of flights out of this airport. Price range really comes down to a difference in your opinion. It's going to be 7 out of 10 for my decision, just because the airport is a little expensive if you don't fly a lot of Southwest planes. But if you do, I do think it's a little bit pricey on the range, but it is worth picking up just because there's not a lot of Southwest airports in the Midwest compared to like Dallas Love or in the area, because they have Midway, they have Atlanta, they have Phoenix. Most of the hubs are available, but Houston was one of the things we needed. Soon we'll probably be seeing Dallas Love, which will help out the Southwest flyers in the community, so that'll be really nice. So with all the frame rate, lighting, textures, routes, price, I do have to give it a final review at 8 out of 10. That includes everything we've talked about, and that is going to be my review. So that's going to be finishing up the video. If you guys did like the video, leave a like. If you have any questions, or if you want to see a new airport, leave a comment down below. Also, hit that subscribe button. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying these videos. The next video is going to be on Flightbeam's new Portland scenery, which is going to be really exciting. That should be coming out when this video comes out also. So I will be catching you guys later, and thank you for hanging out around the campfire. I'll talk to you guys later.